There's Tom.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us on a Sunday evening. We'll give it a couple of minutes for people to join, and then we'll get started.
Hello, mate.
Is that the ghost of Sean Blakeman right there? You're a little bit silhouetted, Sean.
Am I? That's probably better.
We're already getting questions.
Great. We have no answers.
Jason will be answering all questions tonight.
I say US 3-1.
Hey, Benji,
Jawohl.
did the player I text you about today,
Yeah.
do you know who it is?
No, but because I've been out of PDP, but we'll see what Paulo replies with.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
he was wicked.
And young, which is nice.
Yeah.
All right, shall we?
Yep, Ben, you want to get us rolling?
We're at 72. It's climbing.
It's 5:02,
All right, let's go.
so we get moving, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Zoom AGM. Our goal here, not our goal, we will be finished prior to the match tonight. So some of this, we will be sharing this with everyone. And so we won't go over every slide, but we'll try and make it as complete as possible given the time crunch. We are of the opinion that we've been together so often over Zoom through town halls and what have you that that we'll be able to accomplish this task. So I want to start with again, and probably the last time prior to June 15th, the great opening of California, to thank everyone. And today I went out and watched games in Petaluma, and on the way, or as a player was leaving the field, one that I thought was a very talented player, I went and spoke with him and found that he'd already been identified with the earthquakes and is training with them. But I asked about his grades, and he said, my grades were strong until COVID hit. And he said, during COVID, I've struggled. And so now I'm going to try and get them back up. And his mother said something or sort of backed him up in this. And I was standing with a few college coaches, and I realized at that moment, one, how important well, school is and going to school, but also the activity of football and what everyone in your clubs has done over the past year. And I think that we are emerging from this pandemic with a greater recognition of the value outside activities have in young people's lives and in families' lives. And so once again, I want to tip my hat to everyone for all that you did during this time for your players. And so, yeah. Andy, next slide. So this is our agenda. I won't go through it. Our NorCal mission, we show this every year. Elevating soccer by developing players, clubs, and coaches and referees. And I would like to say that's assisting the development. Our core values, collaboration. We hope that you've seen that within this last period. Joy, if you were on in the pre-call, we love having fun. We love football. And we think that the two can be combined in a serious manner. And then the rest, making a meaningful difference, striving to do the right thing. We know that we always don't, but we try to. Moving quickly when we can. Healthy competition essential to progress, and that's of everyone, coaches, players, clubs, referees, and then committed to learning and development. This is our NorCal soccer community, 256 plus NorCal member clubs. generally 80,000 registered players per season. And you can just see we have a large soccer community, and obviously it's been here for a long time with many people assisting its growth, and we're happy to and proud to play a part right now. These are our sponsors and partners, and this is probably the weakest part of our organization, quite frankly. Obviously we have great partnerships, but we have always put the football first, and then this has come afterwards. And so it's something that we're with our COPA and Admiral, actually with all of our sponsors here, we're proud to sponsor with them. These are the executive and elected board members, our board of directors. I won't go through them, but we would like to thank everyone, especially in the past 18 months, the amount of extra time, especially the elected board members, but also all of us have put into helping, we think, football thrive and survive the pandemic. They deserve a big handshake. This is our staff. So that remains after all is said and done. So I won't go through every one of them, but I personally want to give and I think on behalf of the board, a big thank you because they were invaluable in the work throughout this last 18 months. This we put up, and we find this very interesting. There's 65 members in committees in NorCal Premier. And so when we originally began NorCal Premier, we really thought that that there should be more or a way for directors of coaching to be more involved in the organization or in the running of soccer. And so we're very proud of this. So those are the all the committee representatives. We unfortunately have some goodbyes. So Paul O'Brien, who moved to South Dakota from Placer, who was a board member, but put a lot of good time in with us. Ian Mork is now in Hawaii. Chris Gilmore, who took the job with SoCal Premier. Nick Lisson, who's with the Olympic Club in San Francisco, their sporting director. Andreas Deza, who is now with San Diego Surf, and Zach Gordon, who is with Sac United. But these people are no longer working with us. But we thank them for the time and energy and effort they put in to the organization. Go to the game. We're very proud of this. The U.S. Soccer C license was held in Davis. We had the most women for any C ever. So this is Aaron Sharp and the committee, the women's committee, is putting a lot of good work into growing the number of women involved at every level of soccer. And so we're very proud of that. And then here's Philippe Blin, who retired last year. And we would love to honor him in person at an AGM properly. I understand he's going to retire in Morocco, but he's been a personality, a driving force, and a good friend to many of us. And yeah, congratulations on your retirement, and we'll see you in Morocco, Philippe. Governance. Our finances. So we'll just briefly go through this, and Andy, you can jump in if I miss anything. But we've always been upfront about our finances, and this is the reality of the last year on our organization. So we had a decrease of 89.7% compared to the previous fiscal year. The only competition revenue was Spring League, but the majority of it was refunded back to all of you. We got some idle support and PPP support, but our total income was $464,000. Our expenses decreased due to, obviously, to not running events, a decrease of 67% compared to the previous fiscal year. We continued, and we made a decision as an organization to try and keep enough people to help be of support to the soccer community. to also retain people. And unfortunately, I must say that some of the people we lost that we said goodbye to was due to the inability of our organization to guarantee the future work, although we said we would make our best effort. But we then continued our investment into online coaching education, club services, and PDP. So the total expenditure was $1,475,000. The overview going forward, or for fiscal year March 2020 to 21st, we had an operating loss of $1 million essentially. So, but over the 17 years of building NorCal Premier, for a large percentage of the time, the organization was run by volunteers. Myself for the first 7 years, Sean and Paulo, I think maybe for 10, others, Andreas Deza, I think even Jason Drury. There were many that were either volunteers or underpaid and doing it more to just help build things. So fortunately, we were able to enter the pandemic with a healthy balance sheet and we always were worried, and we wanted to have, I personally wanted to have about a half a year's operating costs in case something happened, in order for employees to be able to find, have enough time to find a new job. So this really helped us, and it's testament to the board as well for conservative budgeting, and also for everyone for signing up for the competitions year after year. So that's our financial situation. Anything there, Andy?
No, I think that was everything.
Okay. I'll let Andy cover this. The Board of Directors election process. We'll be going through this shortly.
Yeah, this is the process for the RAC elected directors, of which there are elections for 2 of those 4 positions each year. So 4 of the 7 board positions are elected by the membership, and each on 2-year terms, and each year 2 of those seats are up for election. So this is a process we go through. You can see it will be starting in July this year at the RAC meetings in July, where each region nominates their candidate, and then we go through the election process. So you'll be hearing from us prior to the RAC meetings in July on that one. This is a quick overview of the committees that we have within NorCal. Ben showed you a slide that outlined 65 different individuals largely volunteer their time to help on the different committees, and this is what those committees do. So it's the primary objectives of each one.
And here we have a little message from our sponsor, Admiral.
My name is Dale Self, and I'm the CEO of Admiral Sports. I wanted to take a moment to share with you some incredible changes that Admiral have made over the past 60 days. Changes guaranteed to improve your final product, decrease lead times, and improve our service. Think about it. How great would it be for all of us if you, the customer, could literally create your own supplementary product straight to you? A while ago, we set out to change the way that custom supplementary uniforms were designed, ordered, and printed. We wanted to minimize and eventually eliminate the need for so much of the administration that is required to execute our customers' orders. Our thought was that if we could somehow put the design process in your hands so that what you design could literally be what you get, it would substantially decrease the back and forth required today to create design. And what if whatever was designed would look exactly the same for each size, with each size from the smallest to the largest being proportionate? What if every part of the design, including your logos, names, and numbers, absolutely everything, could be automatically scaled by size as well? Well, the future is here. Introducing Admiral ID. Admiral ID is a one-of-a-kind online 3D real-time custom software that allows you to design your own uniforms, outerwear, and soccer balls. There isn't another software available today like it. Nothing. With ID, there are no more miscommunication issues, color issues, scaling of graphics, or design issues, because you're doing it, and it's easy. With Admiral ID, you can share your designs with members of your club and make changes on the fly to ensure everyone is happy with the end result. Additionally, Admiral ID's powerful backend will allow us to go straight to print with your design, significantly reducing the time. We are proud to bring you Admiral ID. Product that you design is exactly what you get. So give it a try. Go to admiral-sports.com/ID and try it yourself.
Yeah, and I want to comment here. Admirals, and I first sometimes when well, I misspoke earlier in terms of our sponsorships. I said it's one of the weakest parts. I want to clarify this. When people approach us early on, is all we wanted to do was organize football competitions and coaching education and development of the sport. And so we didn't have the same, we don't have the same emphasis on marketing and making money on hotel rooms, on your travel, on those sort of things. So we value our sponsors very much. We think that we have a good slate of them, but most of the time we try and pass the savings on to you. Admiral is one that in having enough of you sign up for them, we're able to take care of our PDP and our coaching education, the players and the staff properly. And so we're very proud of that sponsorship and the others that were on there. Review of season of 2021. I can hear the crowd in the background. Jason. Sorry, is this me?
Sure.
Okay, sure. Okay, our response to COVID. The main focus, as soon as this hit, obviously it was a very new situation for all of us. So we quickly shifted our focus to help navigate COVID. With significant reduction of operation staff and programming, we tried to maintain as many programs as possible, which you went through the rolling scheduling that we did through these town halls and the meetings. Yeah, and then you can see, I don't need to go through this point by point. I do think it was great. We had 10 town hall meetings. And yesterday I was at a going away party for Chris Gilmore, and a director came up to me and said, you know what? I can't stress how important it was for you guys to provide those town halls. And for me, it was an affirmation that we had indeed served a purpose during that time. So that's it from this slide for me.
I think it's me now, Ben.
Yes.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Obviously, this is going to be quick. No competitions from March 8th through March 6th. So we were able to get competitions going. We didn't go one full year, but 2 days before. So basically a year with no competitions in NorCal. We did run an esports competition in 2020. It's something we may do a tournament here and there moving forward. Over 3,000 teams competed in the return to play events in the spring. So it was great. Everyone was able to get back and playing games again. And then we also created a boys ECNL and NorCal collaboration. That was, we kind of went over that last AGM, and we look forward to that in the next year. Back to Ben.
Yes, coaching education. This is an area that we shifted to during COVID, and we really are proud of what we did here. And for the international soccer community and the local soccer community to step up and provide almost every one of these free of charge. Well, they were free to you, but yeah, so we had over 10,000 coaches attend these, which is remarkable. And we're going to keep this, coaching education will never be the same again due to this. There will be now a combination of online and in-person coaching. And then, yeah, we looked at other alternative coaching education licensing pathways at the same time so that people can continue to improve themselves during COVID. PDP, I'll go through as well. Yeah, when PDP hit, for a while, we weren't sure how to keep it going, but we knew that we had connection with the players and that that something was necessary. So after a pause, then the PDP staff went after it and created a number of webinars, Google Classroom, set up guest speakers, and really did a remarkable job, in my opinion, on this side of things. Set up the PDP Home Skills Program, which David Robertson was just a monster in the amount of work and getting this thing up and going. And you can see the technical leaderboards, which we will continue to use this throughout the year. And we had over 600 PDP players active and involved in this, and it's become a important partnership for us.
In other areas, in the membership and club services, there's been 2 new club application cycles since our last AGM. So for the 2020, for full 2020 entrants and full 21 entrants. So there are 39 new clubs that applied during that time, and 28 are accepted to join NorCal, either who came in the return to play events or be coming in the summer and the fall this year. You know, as Ben mentioned earlier, we did a lot of club development webinars through COVID, and produced a whole COVID resources section for clubs on our website to help clubs navigate various areas there as well. The Women's Committee stayed active through the time. Obviously, some of their initiatives, especially on the coach education, they weren't able to do as much as they had planned because those courses were shut down, but the committee stayed active during COVID. And there was a new Latino committee launched in September 2020. And anyone can ask Jesus Mata and the various members of that committee how easy it is to launch a committee when you can't meet in person. So hats off to everyone involved in that, because I know it was challenging to get that moving without being able to meet in person, but they've done a fantastic job so far, and there's a lot of good things to come from that committee and the Women's Committee for next season.
All right, quickly, go to the game. We want to honor Tommy Thompson, and he is a pro athlete, could have just sort of sat back and did whatever they were doing at the time, but he really took this time to provide free online trainings for hundreds of teams and thousands of players. And anyone that hasn't watched him, you should get your players to watch it. He's an inspiring young man. He's somebody that's grown up under our eyes. In fact, the first year of NorCal Premier, he played for a Placer United team and at the under 12 age group. And they were we started 13s, 12s, and 11s. And he was in one of the top teams. So check him out. And thank you very much, Tommy Thompson. Looking ahead and looking at I see 3-1 US over Mexico. Anyone else? All right, June 26th, we have a great day for football. You'll be seeing something this coming week, but we've worked together with the Galaxy, Sacramento Republic, and the Roots, all of whom play on the same day. So we want to blow up their stadiums with fans, and we've been able to work out a deal for tickets and a coach's social for each of the games. And so you will be getting more on this, but our hope is that we really can support professional football to make sure that it's here for a long time.
And it's the earthquakes, I think.
What did I say?
Yeah,
In the Galaxy.
Oh, the quakes, earth.
Quakes.
Thanks. Galaxy, did I really say that?
So there'll be, for this, there'll be information coming out this week. There'll be coaches, like Ben said, coaches packages for all 3 games. And for sure, the Sacramento Republic game, there'll be sort of a ticket offering for players and teams in NorCal as well. So yeah, very exciting. These will be hopefully open stadiums where they can fill them on that date. That's what everyone's expecting. So we're trying to play our part to fill those stadiums. This is exciting as part of a new partnership with Copa Soccer and Training Center. This AGM next year will be at Copa in Walnut Creek. It's a big part of that partnership, so that everyone involved in NorCal clubs can experience that facility firsthand. So it also brings a lot of new things to our AGM as opposed to hosting at a hotel. So bring your boots next year. There'll be a chance to play. There'll be a chance to, we'll run on-field coach education at the facility during the day. We'll have all of the normal committee meetings and presentations and social that we normally have at an AGM, but there'll be a lot more layers to it this year, and it'll be an exciting day where we can all get together in person.
Regional coaches tournament.
Yeah, for sure. We imagine everyone's probably pretty aware of this transition that's happening currently with US Club moving their national registration system away from SPORTSENGINE to GOTSOCCER, and also our own competition platform moving to GOTSOCCER's updated league management system. So both of those transitions are happening right now. There's been a lot of information sent out. Nina Johnson's done a great job of communicating with all the administrators in the clubs and getting that information to them. Same with Sean Azima at US Club Soccer. They're both fantastic resources for the administrators to handle this transition smoothly. If you need some help with this, or you're not, or your club isn't receiving the information you should do, please reach out to us. We want to make sure that this is successful for everyone. So far, it's been very smooth. That's the feedback we've got. Certainly smoother than it was a couple of years ago. So we're pretty hopeful that this will be a smooth transition for everyone over the next sort of 6 to 8 weeks. Jason, back to you.
Yeah, I'll just add something real quick to the GOTSPORT, to go into the new system. I would highly recommend that when applying for leagues, you do it as early as you can. The deadline's July 8th, but if you do run into any hiccups, if you wait till July 8th, it just, your teams will still get in, but it just delays everything. So the earlier you can start through the process, I know a lot of the clubs have already started, the better it is for everyone in NorCal, because we'll be able to turn around schedules quicker and divisions and all that. So the earlier you can start trying to apply at least a team or two, just to make sure you got the system under control, that'd be great. But moving on to the competition philosophy, again, merit-based competition. A lot of this we've gone over in town halls. We have probably one of the, we're one of the only leagues where it's kind of open to everyone to get to that level if you meet certain standards to play at that level. So that's one of the things that we really believe in, and trying to limit unnecessary travel. That's another area where we're working on this year with State Cup and NPL, trying to limit the travel as much as we can. The parity of competition, that's not us. That's just, based on the merit-based competition, it provides that parity of competition where teams, based on how they perform, will play each other at those levels. So it's different than maybe what happens in other areas. And then the access to year-round competitions is important. So offering fall, winter league, spring league, and summer league. We offer a league, and if teams want to play, we will offer soccer year-round. So some competitions, some changes, and again, we went over this on the last town hall on most of this stuff. We've added additional game dates in the schedule. Teams won't play on every one of those dates. We did move the calendar up a little bit. One of the main reasons we did that was because of, we've had a lot of smoked out games recently with smoke during the fall. So we've tried to push it up a little bit in August, just to give a little bit more time for any kind of reschedule smoke or rain to allow that time. The NorCal State Cup, we are going to reduce the travel required in the U11-13 age groups, meaning we're going to have one less weekend where all the teams have to travel to a central site. So there'll be a little bit more, we're going to be looking to group things a little more locally. We will have a super rec league this year, and that'll be in the U14, U16, and U19 age groups. Right now, it looks like it would mainly be in the region 3, 4, and region 6 areas. But we have been getting a lot of interest from the region 1, 2 area and region 8 also. So, right, you know, we will have region 3, 4 divisions and region 6 divisions. If you are interested in this in recreational and those older recreational leagues, reach out to us for your club. We have a SoCal collaboration. Again, we're gonna have an ECNL Regional League girls collaboration, and then again the boys ECNL Regional League collaboration. So also collaborating with on the national level with different groups. And then quickly, this is just kind of the girls competition pathway and boys competition pathway, what it looks like for the next season.
We'll send this presentation out so you can look into this in more detail on your own time.
All right, PDP. First, I'd like to give a shout out to Paulo Bonomo, who helped take the PDP and build it to where it was prior to the pandemic. And he is remaining on the board, but will become a technical advisor, a technical consultant, still involved in the planning and the overview of the technical side, but much less involved on the day-to-day. In the short term, David Robertson, who I want to tip my hat to, and myself have been doing most of this as we rebuild, rebudget, and get moving again. But we will, coming up in June, we are doing a week of trainings for the 13s and 14s, bringing 2 regions together, and we're doing all-day training centers. And we'll do 2 of those this summer, and as we just resume. The olders we decided to stay away from so that they could try out, make their teams, focus on showcasing, and just get moving again. And we didn't want to get in the way of the clubs. But in August, everything will resume. We will have under 15, the state selection, the state team will have a residential camp where we always play the Republic or Earthquakes or play a high level opponent. And then the under 17 teams, this was scheduled, and unfortunately the U19s weren't able to go at the time, but they were scheduled to go to the Gothia Cup last summer and to Argentina. So instead, this will be the upcoming 17s, and we are looking at adding an under 19 event for those kids that missed Europe and Argentina, something like the Dallas Cup or something that helps conclude their PDP participation. We don't just leave them hanging without an event. So more on all of this to come. Yeah, USSF licensing, I'm happy to say that we are leading the country in this area. We are just pushing. We had Nick Lasson working with US Club Soccer, doing all the grassroots and the Ds. Since he stepped aside, David Robertson has taken over this area, and we're looking to accelerate this. So when we did an evaluation of our membership, that's all of the coaches in your clubs, we found that we were actually bottlenecked at the D. And so we've been very aggressive. US Soccer gives us some leeway that they don't give other areas. And we're one of the only ones that are able to host like B license courses in our area. We'll continue to try and bring these as cheap as possible to everyone at a field near you.
Yeah, Benjamin, may I add something on that?
Sure.
So I think Austin Daniels is obviously on this call now and will be remaining in NorCal. And then we also have Santo Rivas in our neighborhood as well. So I just wanted to point out their involvement in NorCal as well as residing in NorCal.
Yeah, it's been a huge assistance to us. Andy, you want to do this, referees? I might end up yelling. I'm joking.
Sure. These are the goals that Moshify and the referee committee have set for them for us as an organization for the next year or so. Obviously, the ability to run courses has been non-existent until recently, but this is an area we always support strongly, and we have some ambitious goals to train as many new referees as possible for the upcoming season. If you have questions about what your club can do more in this area, please reach out to Mo. He's very helpful on that side, and we want collaboratively to help clubs ensure that there's a strong referee pool for every club every year, which we know can be a challenge, especially after the last year. Couple of exciting partnerships. I know we've mentioned these before. Just going to touch on both of them. They're strong on the technical side. So the coaching manual is our new official coach education partner, and that sort of white label NorCal website will be launched, I think, in the next week or so, or next couple of weeks. So you'll be hearing from us on that. That's going to be a hub and a center for all of our coach education and PDP content. So everything that we do moving forwards will be run through the coaching manual, and every NorCal coach will have free access to that. Copa Soccer Training Center, they're the new sports science partner, the facility in Walnut Creek, something we've spoken about a lot. And again, very exciting to take our technical level, our technical programs to the next level with both of these partnerships in a new season. Looking ahead to the new season, in club membership, like Jason mentioned earlier, we're running super rec leagues in some regions, which means there's a new tier of NorCal membership. So for clubs who maybe don't meet all of the requirements to be a full NorCal member club, but they want to participate in the super rec divisions locally, we've created that new membership tier. So clubs can be part of NorCal, but not fully in NorCal, which will be exciting this year. The women's committee, both the women's committee and Latino committee, have got a lot of plans for the upcoming season, heavily based around coach education, as you can see on here. The women's committee trying to get as many female coaches back into the licensing program through the scholarships and the mentorship programs that they run. And the Latino committee are focused on, actually have a really interesting webinar coming up this Friday that was just confirmed with Luchi Gonzalez, the FC Dallas coach. So I think that information is going to be sent out tomorrow, but really exciting. And then a college recruitment panel in Spanish for run by the Latino committee is coming up over the next couple of months as well as a new section of the website. If anyone's interested in getting involved in either of those committees, you have the two email addresses here. So Aaron Sharp, who's the chair of the women's committee, would be the best person to reach out to, and Jesus Mata, who's the admin on the Latino committee. Ben?
Yeah, I mean, this is just another good of the game, and this isn't comprehensive. And we talked about it earlier that we're actually now to a point where to follow every person that is graduating from your clubs and into professional football is becoming more and more difficult. And so we'll just keep adding to this. But these are just pictures of various people that have come from your clubs and are playing at the professional level. And so, or national team level. And we believe that we're about to accelerate this as more opportunities happen with professional clubs, and on the women's side especially. We're very excited to watch and see what your players do going forward. And many of these were PDP players, and we think that it's helped them along the way.
And another short message from our partner, Sports Engine this time.
Running a club, team, or league is a big responsibility that requires a lot of work. From collecting player registrations to sorting through payments and creating schedules and rosters, the time you spend on administrative tasks can really add up, resulting in more hours spent working than you signed up for. Thousands of clubs and leagues with administrators just like you have discovered the easy way to accomplish nearly any daily and seasonal task faster than ever before, all online in one place. Introducing Sports Engine HQ. Sports Engine HQ gives you and everyone else on your team quick access to all the tools and information you need to organize and manage clubs, teams, leagues, and tournaments. With Sports Engine HQ, you can find new members, raise money, sell apparel, collect payments, and promote your programs in the world's largest directory of youth sports programs, all for free. You can unlock even more capabilities by upgrading to our premium suite of tools at any time. Gain the ability to collect signups online, create rosters and leagues in just a few clicks, assign and track background screenings and training for coaches and staff, and keep tabs on finances with detailed reports and payment tracking all in one place. Once rosters are set, coaches, athletes, and families are automatically given access to our free mobile app that keeps everyone on time and connected with real-time team schedules, team chat, notifications, RSVPs, rosters, scores, and more. Now everyone will know where to be all season long with no extra effort from you. Coaches will love it. Families will demand it. And you can be the one to deliver it. Get the help you need and take control of your sports life with Sports Engine HQ. Start for free today.
Okay, that's the final slide. Actually, we have one more final. Yeah. I did like some of the names, the Warhawks and the Snow Owls, Minnesota, you know, some strange names up there, but we partnered with them and they've been a valuable partner in the last 2 years. Finally here, I can hear the crowd on the game in the other room. We would like to thank you. Something came up as we were presenting, the fires. So it's amazing how quickly you can lose a memory, but the pandemic, not only did we have the pandemic, but we had the fires on top of that and the air quality that affected all of us for weeks. And so once again, and I will never tire of saying this, going around and listening to people, watching what you all have done with your clubs and what you did to step up for your members. That's parents, players, coaches, that you help keep them whole and survive this pandemic. I'm in awe of the soccer community. It's probably the sporting community, youth sporting community, but I'm in awe of what you did, what your parents did with insisting on continuing to pay fees because they knew coaches relied on it. I've known a few people that passed away from COVID during the pandemic, and there's no way that we will remember this going forward. People will look back and talk about this period of time, and I think alongside it will be a understanding that at this moment soccer stepped up and served its community. And so I thank you very much, and have nothing more except for this USA, USA, USA. Or Mexico if you cheer for them. I want a good game. That's it. Andy, anyone else? No?
Just echo the thank you. Yeah, thank you for everyone for everything you've done over the last year and the support. To all our committee members, all the volunteers, all the staff members and board members that go into running the organization. We run it for the clubs, so thank you for everyone for pulling through, and here's to a better next season than the last one.
Yeah, and I'll just looking so forward to June 19th and 20th in Davis Showcase, and seeing so many of you that I haven't. Whoops, that's the game's getting ready. Yeah, looking forward to seeing all of you that I haven't seen in so long, other than virtually, and a hug, a handshake, you know, a glass of wine. It's just going to be really fun. It's been too long, and I look forward to the social aspect, both on and off the field in Davis. So
thanks, Sean.
See you soon.
All right, guys and gals, enjoy the game. Thank you.
Thank you.